Hey, but let me ask you something. You know where I am right now? I'm on a couple of Goodfellas podcasts.
If I could relive my life, I know what I would change. All the times I made you cry, all my faults that caused you pain. I know I'm sorry, it's not big enough to tell you how wrong I've been, but I don't know where to start to live my life without you. You're the one that I love, and I can't go on without you.
What's going on, everyone? We're here with another episode of a couple of Goodfellas podcasts. I believe we're in episode 8 now. Frank, how's it going?
It's going great.
That's right. Listen, tonight we are here with someone. We have a special guest. The New York Times has called this person the most curious man of the year in 2024. Without further ado, we have Angelo, a.k.a. Let Me Ask You Something, with no G at the end.
What's up, guys? How you doing? Thank you for having me.
What's up, bro? You got into a fight before you got here?
Allergies are just destroying me.
Oh, man.
Allergies are bad this
They're,
year.
they're terrible. We're almost through it. Once we get into the second week of June, I should be much better.
A lot of people are complaining about allergies this year. I never really had to deal with it. I get just a scratchy throat. That's about it.
I'm not one to take pills or anything, so I really do it to myself,
Yeah.
but we'll get through it.
So, Ange, tell us, man, how did this all start for you? How did you get started on social media? And tell us a little bit of your background.
Man, so actually, I was never really into social media, to be honest with you. I was never like a social media guy. I never had Facebook. I had MySpace maybe for
Get MySpace. he went fucking back. MySpace.
So before we go any further, who was your top 5 on your bulletin?
I was really into music, so MySpace for me, I'd look up bands and listen to music, and then that was during the whole Napster thing and download free music, and that's why I really had MySpace. So once Facebook came out, I wasn't into it. Everybody was doing it, and it wasn't until after the pandemic,
Right.
my brother's like, "Oh, you got to try this out. You got to try TikTok." I'm like, "What TikTok? TikTok." And he's like, "Come on, try it out. Download the app." And during the pandemic, while the pandemic was happening, I didn't do any of it.
Yeah.
One day I'm just like, let me just try it. And I put on, I always wear my hat, I always wear my glasses, and it's just stuck from day one. It's just been consistent.
I mean, that's pretty much when everyone started. I started right in the beginning of the pandemic. I remember making my first video in March of 2020, and that's when the pandemic started.
Right.
But like everyone else, they started at that time. They and a lot of people started right after it because they were watching everyone else do it during the pandemic. And it's just brought a lot. That's one positive thing that I said came out of the pandemic. It brought a lot of people together, like us Italians, like us Sicilians. Like we found each other through this.
We did.
If it wasn't for the pandemic, I probably wouldn't know you guys. If you think about it,
Right.
It's crazy how social media, or I should say even the internet, it's like a faster virus, I'll call it, and how people just get to know the news. But Angela, I got a question for you.
What do you got?
How or when was the guy with the hose born?
Oh man. So right around last year this time, actually I reposted the video tonight. I'm like, I got to make a video. I'm always out there like socks and sandals, just hosing down the driveway at night, kind of watering the plants. And I was with Harry, my neighbor Harry, and he's like, "Come on, let's go. We got to do a video." And it just happened organically, by accident. I only did maybe 1 or 2 takes of that. And now that video stuck. And, what is 35,000 views. That's a lot of views.
Yeah.
And I don't know, a couple of hundred comments. So when I saw that was I'm like, oh, wow, this is incredible. This is fun. This is, I had people call me up. Yo, Ange, I saw your video and got shared all these times. I'm like, it's great. It's, it was fun. That's kind of where it started.
Isn't it crazy how some videos just
take off,
and the other ones that you think might take off don't do shit?
Wow.
It's like So weird how that happens.
It is. It's discouraging because the videos that you put a lot of time into,
Right, exactly. And that's what I always say. The most effort
Don't
you
go
put
anywhere.
in, they don't go anywhere. Yeah, absolutely.
But that's kind of, it came about like very like by accident. Like Harry was over, and we did the video, and
I gotta meet this Harry.
he's a real character. He's a good
Yeah, I
dude.
can't believe we still haven't met Harry. We
Yeah.
still haven't met him.
I'll bring him next time.
Yeah. So listen, give us your background. Where you from? Where did you grow up?
Man, so I was born in Ridgewood. We moved out to Franklin Square when I was 4, and we've been there since 1985. At 27, I moved out, got married, moved to Middle Village, and 2019, right before the pandemic, we moved to Garden City South.
Oh, all
I've been there,
So you were in Long Island, Queens, back to Long Island. That's
Yep.
interesting.
Yep.
And your parents still lived in Long Island when you moved to Queens?
Yes, my parents were in Long Island for a little bit, and then they moved to Middle Village.
Oh, okay.
They moved in with my grandparents. They were getting old at that point. So
When you make content, Angelo, what inspires your thoughts? Are you a spare of the moment guy, or do you think about it, write it down? Like, how do you come up with your videos?
in the beginning, I really wasn't thinking about it much. Like my thing is I ask a lot of questions.
I mean,
I would have not known that.
I ask a lot of questions, and like my thing is, I'll ask you a question, then another one comes into my head. I'm asking, you don't even have time to answer, and I'm already asking another one because there's just so much we got to,
Don't you want to know the answer?
I do, but I want to get all the questions out. Then I hope you give it to me all in one shot. You know what I'm saying?
I still remember the first time I met him. The first time I met him, our kids used to go to the same school.
Funny, right?
So the thing is, it's catchy. Let me ask you something. So it caught my eye. It caught me. So I saw him on the school drop off. And I'm like, yo, let me ask you something. And he started freaking dying.
Yeah,
Like, holy shit, look who it is.
like 10 followers. I'm like, oh my God, somebody's really telling me, but let me ask you something. That's hysterical.
Yeah, so
It's funny.
It's catchy. It's catchy.
It's funny.
How many questions do you think you ask a day?
A lot. My new job that I'm at, I'm trying to go easy, but I think they did find me on social media. So, but I'm trying to keep it like,
You don't want to talk about it, but
I don't want to talk about it. I think they kind of know. What's funny? In an email a few months ago, a secretary wrote, and don't get upset. She wrote me an email, place a service call for blah, blah, blah. Don't get upset. I'm like, oh, she definitely knows,
Yeah.
The cat's out, But, what are you going to do? I'm just still trying to keep that barrier there because I'm still kind of new there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's fun. Like I said, we all
It's all fun.
This is a nice hobby that we all have just to keep it, our lives flowing in a pace that is hard nowadays. You know what I mean? We
Right.
need a distraction. We need something change in our life at times. We can't have the everyday routine.
Right.
So making others laugh to me was a great feeling for what I was going through, and it's just awesome, man.
It is. It's a lot of fun. In the beginning, I was kind of just like, I feel like I've gotten better at it. I feel like I've gotten better at being in front of the camera. When I record myself, because when you start, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but when you started doing videos, did you feel like kind of like a weird looking at yourself?
You know what's funny? If you ask all my friends and my family, I always loved being in front of the camera.
Okay.
I was one of those kids that was always in front of the camera. Like the camera came, I jumped in front of the camera. So I'm kind of like very like it's natural to me because I always loved it as a kid.
Right.
But I hear what you're saying. If that wasn't you, a lot of people adapted to that, especially like I said during the pandemic.
Right.
A lot of people found the niche that they wanted to do online, and that's what they started doing.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It breaks up the day. I'm always thinking of ideas now, and people like my cousins are calling me up, or friends are calling me, hey, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? So you get different ideas flowing. Plus I'm still new in the game, so it's a lot of fun.
Fresh meat.
Exactly.
Fresh meat.
Breaks up a little bit.
So what I wanted to bring up was, this is my view on you guys. Social media is how we met, right? You accidentally collaborated me, and then we clicked.
Yeah.
And I think we spoke through social media and then we clicked.
Right.
But then when I got to know, I'll start with Sal, it's like, what a small world. Like, he lived around the block, like, for the longest time.
Yeah, I lived 4 blocks away from him for 7 years.
And
you never
even remember running into him at the bakery or the pizzeria or down the block.
Maybe we did, but I don't, but no.
Right.
And then
I definitely ran into him at DNA. I was like, this fucking guy won't let me in the fucking club. Absolutely.
well, you have to have a shirt on.
Yeah.
I couldn't let you in
You
without
gotta
a
have
shirt
dress
on.
shoes. I remember the guy said you gotta have dress shoes to get into
Yeah,
DNA. You can't
Jesus.
come in with like loafers and nothing. You know?
But no, for the people that don't know, Frank was the DNA door guy. He was the promoter. He was that
God,
guy.
that was God in
that
Astoria.
guy.
And so, Sal, I don't know if this will surprise you. Now, when I talk about Angelo and the way we got to know each other, did you know growing up, I lived in Ridgewood. His aunt lived across the street from us for the longest time
On
and
Green
went to
Avenue.
school with my aunt.
That's crazy. I'm saying it's a crazy small.
It's
like
it's
us.
insane.
It's like us Sicilians. We're in a freaking little
Like a bubble.
our own globe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like we all somehow know each other. It's like an old town in Sicily. In the old towns in Sicily, everyone knows each other.
They were cousins.
They all know each other.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just like it's almost how it has been for us the past couple of years.
Right.
It's like we've been living in a small town, and all of a sudden we're all reconnecting.
Right.
It's just crazy.
And I've spoken to Frank about this. It's nice because you hang around with people that like you're like-minded with. Like, you know how people think, you know how people act, and it just makes the relationship a little bit easier when you hang out.
Well, this culture is exactly the same.
Right.
Our Sicilian dialects are exactly the same.
So like, like for example, you wouldn't, you know what would aggravate me, or you know what would aggravate him, and we try not to do that to each other unless we're breaking chops.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
Yeah, I mean,
saying? But it's easy.
But I feel like if we keep digging in our ancestry books, we might be related.
There's a good possibility.
you know what? I
There's a
wouldn't
good
be surprised. But Ange, you have a hidden talent that you really don't show on social media, and I'm kind of like, I'm not understanding why you don't bring it out more. Like, you play the guitar pretty good.
I'm thank you for
You're
the
good.
compliment.
You're good with music,
I am.
but you don't show that.
I know. I wish I could show more of it. I feel rusty. So when I play in front of people, like, oh my God, you're great. But like from like 15 to like 25, I played every day for hours a day.
Yeah,
And then after that, I kind of just little by little, I started, putting away a little bit. And I'm not half as good as I used to be. But
I mean, I played the guitar, but not as good as you. But I've heard you play, but I wasn't, because I loved playing the guitar when I played.
right, it's fun.
But yeah, it is fun.
great
but it is
pastime.
fun, and it was just like, you know what's funny? I remember when I used to have downtime. That's what I would do.
Right.
That's one thing that I hate about social media, even though we're doing this right now, is like our downtime is on our phones. And
Yeah,
it's
I know
just-
what you mean.
You know what I mean? It's not. I have my guitar like sitting in my living room
Right.
in a spot. I haven't touched it because when we have downtime, we're constantly on our phones, and
We're
that's one
addicted
thing
to
that
it.
I'm trying to like. Like the other day, I put up a post. I put up a post on my stories that I actually found a good movie to watch, and I wanted to share that with everyone. I'm like, people, watch this movie. It's a good movie. It'll make you put your phone down.
Right.
Because we're creatures of habit. Like we'll watch a movie, but we'll be on our phones the whole time.
Right. Yeah.
So it's just that's one thing that I feel like has hurt us as a society with social media. You know
I
what
mean, it's a lot of fun. Like even when I'm just like sitting down, watching TV or hanging out with the kids, I'll just doodle.
yeah,
I
for
call
the
it
holidays,
doodling.
I saw you.
I
do
call it doodling. Just like hanging out, just
You're not a
picking away.
TV guy.
Not really. Not really. I really don't like. I'll watch movies, but I'm not. I'm not one to sit down and be like, yeah, I got to watch this movie or I got to go to the movies. I'm dying to see this movie. I'm not. I like series, but
Yeah.
Aposto solo.
Push the Solo. Yeah, exactly. Stuff like that.
Yeah, Posta Sola. So tell us, speaking of Posta Sola, tell us your relationship with your mom. I'm sure she watched that.
Oh man, my mom. My mom's great, man. She's like the backbone of the whole family. Everything goes through her.
I love the videos with you guys, by the way.
Thank you. She doesn't like doing social media. She's on Facebook and she's on Instagram, but she doesn't like doing those videos. But
Yeah.
once
So
I
I
put
seen
the-
her once. Like, what do you want?
I know. she taped a little bit, but forget about it. When we get off camera, she's like, "Bah, bah, 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 bah,"
Yeah.
goes off. But once I put the camera on and she starts having fun, she almost forgets,
Yeah.
the video camera's there.
Yeah, and I see you have that big, like, family aspect, which I love. Like, the holidays, you all get together and you're like, everything's at your house. And I admire that a lot because that's something that I had, especially when I lived in Sicily. I remember that.
Right.
As a kid, my mother had 4 sisters and 3 brothers.
Wow.
So they're still all there. You know, one passed away, and my mom passed away, so there's like 5 left. But they're all there. So every time I'm at grandmother's house, that's what reminds me. Like the other day, I came over to Frank's house.
Yeah,
they had chairs all over, and it was great.
That's great. That's like
You know what I mean?
memories,
'Cause
right?
his-
Like when you were a kid.
Because his family was here from Florida, and I love seeing that. That's just
Right.
something that I want to hopefully show my kids one day.
That it definitely is a lot of fun having company and having people around all the time. Like it's nice having the kids see that, because that's kind of how I grew up. I'm sure it's how we grew up. When we were kids.
It's funny when we
it's great.
talked like a couple of weeks ago. He's like, yeah, I have a couple of people come over and have a dinner, and a couple of people turned out to be like 20-some guys.
Oh my god, it was just like
Yeah.
one person told the next, and the next person. It's like Kazagina, with the frosted meat out of the freezer.
When's the last time you went to Italy? You got that extra fridge in the fucking basement.
Good thing you need to stand up one in the garage.
Yeah.
So you have 2 refrigerators in a freezer.
I got 2 refrigerators in a freezer.
It's like a typical.
He's got a cow, just walks around the backyard,
That's it.
just in case he needs it.
You
It's
freeze your
a-
semolina
You should
bread
get
too.
some chickens. Everyone's getting chickens now.
I know. I don't know what's up with everybody and these chickens. It's nuts.
Everyone's getting chickens.
I know.
In the morning, you hear them when I'm.
But I didn't realize chickens lay about. You know what? Eggs are expensive.
They
So
are.
I think you should just buy a freaking chicken. I'm thinking of getting a chicken, just leaving it in the bathtub.
Oh man.
You know
Two
what I
eggs a
mean?
day.
Right.
'Cause 2 eggs a day. That's not bad.
That's
Fresh
great.
eggs.
I know you save
You
a
know,
lot of money, right?
I gotta get a chicken.
You should.
Think about it. It's low maintenance.
I'm just picturing him and a chicken. That's
You remember
all.
Friends? The show Friends. They used to have ducks walking around and they used to use that
You
ducks.
can picture
Why not?
waking up and chasing it around the house, right?
Yeah, but everyone's got chickens. You should get you got this. You got a
Oh,
big cage.
man,
for
I
it.
don't need any more. I got a bird. That's enough. I got a parakeet. That's more than enough.
Legs.
No, that's it.
My God, growing up as a kid, I used to have parakeets. I remember after they got so loud, so sometimes they don't shut up.
You got to put a towel over it.
Yeah, towel. My mother would open the window. She would open the door and
Oh,
she would let
man.
it fly out.
See,
She couldn't take it no more.
I put a towel like it'll start chirping, right? So I'll put like a regular bath towel over it. Simple, right?
Yeah.
My mother-in-law, she comes downstairs with una coberta. It's got to cover the whole thing. It's like
Let it breathe.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, you're gonna suffocate the poor thing. No, c'è una coberta.
That's
and
it,
then
defeat.
yeah, I'm like,
And then your
oh
father
my
comes.
God.
Your father comes along. He starts sheetrocking the sides closed.
I'm like, oh my god,
When's the last time you went to Italy? Have you gone to Italy?
Sicily. I've been to Sicily 9 times.
Oh, so when's the last time you
The
went?
last time I was there in 2002. It
Oh, okay.
was a while ago.
Before that, you used to went with the boat. It's 9 times.
9 times. I remember because I look at my old passport. 9 times I went.
Oh shit!
Yeah, 9 times.
2002. That's a long time ago.
It is. It's a long time ago. I'm itching to go again, but now with the family, it's
22 years. They have the direct flight. My father's coming the 30th.
wait a second to Sicily. A direct
Yes,
flight.
that's what he's taking.
What's
I think United is
United.
doing it.
No way.
Yeah, Palermo straight to my house.
You'd get
Right in the driveway.
You're gonna leave him off right in the
Yeah,
driveway.
the fucking the plane is gonna just drop him off, and he's gonna
gonna
come.
see a parachute
he's gonna
down.
come. Yeah, he's gonna come out of his baggage compartment.
And Sal's gonna
No,
catch.
but seriously, just United is doing it. It starts
That's
the
incredible.
summer.
That's incredible.
And he's doing Palermo JFK.
Is that just a summer program or is it
It's
like?
got to be.
No, I don't think so. I think it's something that United is coming out with, and apparently it's going to be a couple of times a week.
Really?
I don't know if it's a summer program.
Wow.
But I feel like it's
There's that many people coming in from Sicily that they got to do that?
forget it, bro. There's a lot of
Check out
tangerines in Sicily.
Wow.
They got to ship over here. My father's gonna come. He's gonna have He's gonna have tangerines, cheese. At least he's bringing
Oregano.
something. Oregano.
The gifts you get of clothes.
Brumus
also.
Holly.
You take
He's
it.
going to bring any Brumus Holly. Can I get some?
Yeah.
Do me a favor? Nice
Yeah,
oil.
Tell him bring you an Italian chicken. Maybe the eggs
He's
are.
gonna bring me a fucking headache too. That's what he's gonna.
What do you call it? Semendali? Is he going to bring some Semendali?
Simmental.
You can't find any Semendali here, right?
I could find it. Don't worry.
You can? Me.
Mario's has it.
He does?
You gotta give him the code.
It's like a speakeasy. Go in the back, right? Mention the cone. He gives you the Semendali.
So I know you got something else in store. And did you bring your mic today?
No, today, I didn't bring my mic today.
Disappointed in you.
I was hoping you brought your mic today.
I know.
Did you forget? Or you don't want
It's
to?
charging. It's charging.
I think it's charging.
Minkesh Karagao. How many
It's
interviews?
got to go. I've been going to interview crazy with it, so it's it's charging up right now.
That's good. So
just so the viewers know, you got a microphone, and what are you doing with it?
So I'm doing something called the "But Let Me Ask You Something" sessions. So basically, I'm going around asking people, questions.
But do you make them answer a question before you ask another one?
So I've had that problem before. I ask you a question, then I ask you another one without you even answering the first one.
I get a headache on the phone. That's why I'm drinking now.
And sometimes I don't realize I'm doing it, but I do it, and it kind of messes everything up.
It's a bad habit I do though.
It's a terrible habit.
Like, if I'm having a conversation with someone, and I hate it because I always forget what I'm going to say, and I have ADHD, so I feel like I have to cut them off,
right?
Or else I'm gonna forget, and then I'm like, and then I apologize. I'm sorry, I'm such an asshole, but I do this to everyone. So,
see, I have a problem where sometimes, and I catch myself doing it. Like, you're talking to me,
right?
And I have a question about it, and I think so deeply into this question, I almost daydream.
Right.
Like, I don't even hear you talking anymore.
It's almost like, right?
So you're just gonna go in the streets and random people, or you're selective people?
I'm doing random people.
Crackheads.
Go to 42nd Street, just start asking random questions. But random people I know, kind of just how I feel and what questions.
I saw the first clip that you did. I think it's a great idea. You keep up with it. It'll catch. I like the mic you got me. You got to give me that. Might get it. Just,
all right. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. It's still working out the kinks with it, because a lot of times when I go, I'm out there by myself. So, you're like your audio guy, and then I'm doing the interviewing. So it's a lot of work. It's like a one-man show, but I'm getting better at it. It's fun.
A specific topic you stick to, or it's just open floor dance?
So there's people that want me to interview them.
Did you hear what I said? Floor dance, not
floor dance.
Floor.
I know what you said.
Yeah. Dance floor.
It's like, what is this? I thought maybe I was just an idiot. I didn't realize. I thought that was a new word.
Some people, they want me to like interview them, like that interview I did about a budget vote. So we'll make it about something specific.
It has to be about the person,
right?
Obviously, that you're interviewing.
Or other times, I'll just ask random people questions, but like I'll ask like 3 people the same question, and I'll cut back and forth when I do the editing. So it'll be something like that. So try to keep it fun. Try to keep it quick. Yeah. They're going to be quick episodes. So I just can't wait to put them out there.
Are you anal when posting a certain amount of videos a day, or you just swing it?
So I used to.
I should
swing it.
Well, what you said was you're anal or swinger. Which one was it?
See, we both. You know, we're a bunch. I'm an immigrant, so if I make a mistake, I think I'm allowed to. You can swing it. I meant to say wing it.
No, but that could work. Swing it. How do you swing it? That makes sense. So.
Yeah, I guess. Not bad. We all need to go back to school.
I used to post like once every couple of days, maybe like 2-3 times a week. But lately, past couple of months, I've been trying to post every day, and it does make a big difference, I think.
It is, but sometimes it's hard.
It's a lot of work.
Especially we have a full-time job. I can't.
Yes.
My main thing is skits.
Right.
How often can I come up with a skit? And a lot of my stuff is spur of the moment.
Right.
It's like I get an idea from back in the day. I'm like, I ask Frank, I gotta stop what I'm doing to go make it.
Right. It's like
you
a
know
disease.
What I mean? Like I had an idea for the bride dances with her father at the wedding.
Bro,
what is it always?
By the time he calls me, sings it to me, and 5 minutes later it's posted.
You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I got this idea. What do you think?
So you do it pretty quick. So when you think of a video,
my stuff is always spurred.
It's pretty quick. By the time you record it and you edit it, it gets done pretty quick. You'd say.
Yeah, I have a bad thing that if I have video, like my mother would call me if she was still here, fruscione. Like it's like I gotta do it right away.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
you even hold on to it. You got to put it out.
It's like I got to put it out. Unless it's like midnight, I won't do that.
Right.
But if it's like 7 o'clock at night, I'll still put it out. But it's just like when I have. But that's all my videos. Like one of my biggest videos. You have
nothing banked.
I have nothing banked.
You just bang them out.
I have nothing banked.
Right.
You know what I mean? Sometimes I try to schedule it. He taught me a way that you could schedule reels.
You were telling me about that, which is great. You passed it on.
Which is good. So I try to do that now. And like my funeral video, that was spur of the moment.
Right.
Literally, I was in my place and I spurred a moment and the video took off.
You never know.
You know, and I was just thinking about, unfortunately, so many. It's crazy because obviously you guys know what happened to me in the past, and just like all these funeral videos that I've done is literally things that I saw happening. So I try to shine light on it. Some people
Right.
like have to.
It's funny. It's hysterical.
It's very relatable. Though.
Just relate.
Absolutely.
It was so relatable, and it was
Right.
everything that was happening. Every video that I've done is it's literally a true story.
Right.
So that's what I got to put on the captions, based on a true story.
Well, I'm not gonna say it here, but I do have something that I think you will enjoy doing, so I'll share that idea with you.
Yeah, don't tell me now because I'll do it at midnight.
No, actually, we should do it right now.
We'll stop her. We'll do it right now. Cut.
You know,
Cut. We'll be back after these few commercials.
But do you feel like how much time do you put into like hashtags and all that stuff?
I feel like I do. I put in a lot of time on that. I do at least a minimum of 10.
Okay.
I try to put.
See,
I always have.
I'm progenitor with hashtags. I'm progenitor with that.
Yeah, I have the.
You think it makes a difference?
I don't know. It might.
does.
You think so?
Yeah, it
I
does.
think it does. I do the steady ones, and then if depending on what the video's about, I'll put a hashtag of what the video's about, you know, stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely put a lot of.
The same? Do you put the same hashtags for every video? Or
No,
not
well, I
really?
always put obviously Salzo comedy. That's
Right.
always there.
Right.
But then I put depending on what the video's about. If it's about funerals, I put it hashtag Italian funerals. If it's about DJing, I put hashtag
Right.
DJs. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's a handful that I always use, and then I'll put a handful of what's related to the video.
Right.
But does it work? I believe it does. And here's an experiment you guys could try if you don't do it already.
Okay.
Do you follow a hashtag?
No, I don't follow any.
Because you could follow a hashtag.
Oh, really?
Right.
So like I like Sicilian, hashtag Sicilian.
Mhm.
Okay.
Follow it. Anytime somebody posts something with that
that's
tag,
right.
I see it.
Why did I know this?
So now, for example, Sicilian is one of the tags I always use.
Okay.
You'd be surprised how many times my videos will pop up.
Wow.
Right.
So to me, I think it works. It reaches.
You know what's
a good
funny? You
point.
say that if you Google wedding DJs, I come up.
Yeah, I believe it.
It's crazy.
That's hysterical.
Yeah, it's insane. Like 90s. Oh, if you Google 90s freestyle, you won't even see Judy Torres come up. I come up.
You come up.
It's insane. I'm trying. Try it at home. Google freestyle, 90s freestyle. I guarantee you'll see one of my videos pop up. It's insane.
That's hysterical.
Yeah, because I've done so much content behind that.
Right.
And I've used the same hashtags. Hashtag 90s freestyle. Hashtag Judy Torres. Whoever the freestyle
But
artist
that's
is.
great how you pick those backgrounds and you do it. Like I haven't.
Yeah,
dove
but your
into that
niche is,
stuff
you don't
yet.
need to really do that. That's not your thing. Your thing is not skits. And you got to keep doing what you're doing with your thing because that's your thing, you know.
Right.
You know, giving you know.
But I mean, like somebody looking on from the outside, is it a thing? What I'm doing, like, is it a thing? Like
It's
you know,
your
like when
niche,
you
it
look at
doesn't-
people and you're like, oh wow, that's a thing. He's got it going on. Like, it's like you look at it as a thing.
I think with your new thing with asking the questions on the mic, first of all, I think you need to come up with a name. Okay, but let me ask you something. Maybe it needs a title though. You know,
Right.
I don't know. But let me ask you something that's your name, or maybe not. You could use that, I guess.
I think you can get away with
I
it.
think you could get away with it. Yeah,
It's catchy.
it's
Right.
catchy, but I think that'll do something. That's why the first one that you posted, I called you right, I texted you right around. Like, yeah, that's a good thing. Just don't let anyone ever touch your mic.
Right.
So
You
to
know what I mean?
answer your question, is your thing a thing, right? Just think about like how Sal introduced you, the guy with a million questions,
Right.
because that's your thing. You ask
Right.
the questions, and then you end it with always leave it in the comments.
Right.
Don't get upset.
Right.
So to me, that's your niche, that's your thing, and that's something that I think stays in people's minds. And follow up by that interview stuff that you're doing, I think it will grow.
Right. Takes time. Takes time, man. Every day. Just
Yeah.
like you nibble at it.
So tell us about your childhood. This isn't therapy, bro. Just tell us, tell us about your childhood, how you were as a kid.
Did your father use the belt or the shoe?
Yeah,
It's like a bolt sometimes.
let's dig in deep to that because it's not like our kids are growing up differently now. You know what I mean?
100%.
So the times have changed so much
Right.
from when we were kids to our kids today.
When I was a kid, and when my mother would say, when your father comes home, make sure who's it there, and you say hello when he comes through the door. You know.
And if I didn't, I used to
And
get
if I didn't, he would wait. He'd come in, wait. I have to run up and give him a kiss. You know, hello.
That's
You know?
I got chills with that.
That's like the first thing. You know, and just like respect was a big thing. You know, like we had one TV in the house. I'm sure you guys the same way grew up. It had Nintendo. My mother would. I remember my mother cooking. I was like my son's age, maybe like 8, 9, 10 years old. My mother cooking. Her being on the phone, on the house phone with the cord, cooking. No, yeah. Tobato, he's gonna be home in a half hour. You know, you got a half hour to play. Prima que arriva ainda, shut the Nintendo off. You know, I could be on the 10th level of Mario.
Yeah.
Ready to beat it. You know?
And you couldn't pause.
I couldn't pause. You know, there was no like
I hear what you're saying.
Shut
That's
it
crazy.
off. And it just as soon as I heard him pull up in the driveway, it had to be shut off. That's it.
And it's funny. I remember playing Nintendo with my sister in a black and white TV, like small TV that we had the Nintendo. It's funny that you brought that up. But yeah, it's crazy. That's how it was.
It's just like one thing, you know, if I saw my dad cutting the lawn once a week, I'd have to go out there, hold the bag for him. Simple.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or rake the leaves up. Now
I think my father wanted me to go to work straight out of 5th grade.
Believe it.
I don't even think he wanted me to go to school. I don't even think he knew where the school was.
They get pleasure out of watching us work. They get pleasure out of it.
Right. I went once I graduated. He thought I graduated college. I'm like, no, it's high school. You know how old I am? My father, he was so oblivious to that. It was just the old school. My mother was the opposite. My father was just the old school, go to work, make money, union, pension, period.
Happy.
You know what I mean? So I went to work for where he worked.
Okay.
I was a doorman on the Upper East Side from like 19 years old to like 26.
Wow.
I did that.
Same building?
Same building that he worked. He was a porter. I was a doorman.
Okay.
And it's just straight out of that. And it's just like I was talking on a previous episode, but who am I to say anything? Because of what my parents sacrificed.
Right,
they left their home. Like I came in 86.
Okay.
My father came in 85.
Okay.
You know, he came in 85 on his own for a year to get us our papers for me, my mother, and my sister.
Right.
And then 86, me and my mother and my sister came. And it's just like they sacrificed their home to give us a better life. So it's like stuff. I complained about it then because I wanted to go to college. But my father was like, you got to go to work. You got to help us out. That's how it was. I had to help out.
Right.
So it's like they gave us a better life. Now I look back at it and I get it. And I get it. Right. You know what I mean? So it's just, we grew up a totally different way.
I remember riding my bike, my father coming home. Come on, you got to come help load the truck. Got to help me tomorrow to load the truck.
Yeah.
I had to literally drop my bike, go help him for 20 minutes. And my friends were like, oh, what are you doing? But that's what we did. You dropped what you were doing. When your parents called, you dropped what you were doing. Now, you don't give excuses. You don't be there later. None of that crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did your parents do, because, my father had the same, it sounds like the same, I think we had the same dad.
Probably.
So if we had a relative who was an older relative,
okay,
but wasn't an aunt, I had to call them Tia and Tio.
Right. Oh, 100%.
That was like another thing we had to do, a sign of respect.
100%.
So it was like his cousins, they were my aunt and uncle.
Right. Or good friends, that would come over. You wouldn't say they're friends. You would say they're,
yeah.
Zio,
So let's talk about today. When you tell your kids I need help.
Dad, I'll be there in 5 minutes. I got to beat this game. I'm on Roblox, until I take it and I fling the iPad. That's why I get the OtterBox. Because if I fling it, at least it doesn't break.
Right. Yeah. That's a good point.
I got to go break $1,000. It's expensive.
I know. It's just
they don't listen like we used to.
Yeah, absolutely not. It's just a generation that we're in today. And it's just, I try to, luckily, not because they're my kids, but I raised my kids to a point that they know respect. They could be shy. Sometimes they don't want to say hello because they're shy. But other than that, they're good kids. And your kids, I've seen your kids. Your kids are great kids. Frank's kids, amazing kids. They were brought up right.
Right.
But they have today's they have today's mentality in certain things.
Right.
But that's just school. That's just friends. It's just the way their learned to do things right now. So,
Right.
you know, really, you can't really do anything about that. They're adjusting to the times.
Well, you guys didn't have iPads when you were young?
No, we don't have iPads. I have fucking Game Boy.
You're right. I wanted a Game Boy so bad, but I think I always got stuff like when it came out, like after, like
Yeah,
I
so
got
did
the
I.
pumps when it came out, like when the pumps were like $150 a pair. I got them when they were like $40 a pair.
Yeah, I used to go to school
You know?
with when I
By the
came.
time the pumps came out, they had cross training out already. I had the pumps. I was
Yeah.
always a step behind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my mother made when I.
Quiero serlo. What's that?
Yeah.
I said I was an immigrant when I started kindergarten, not
Right.
speaking English. I went to school with Attack Force sneakers. I still remember the name of the brand. It was
That's
called
great.
Attack Force, and that's what I wore. Those were my sneakers, and I thought they were freaking awesome. And I was getting
You loved it.
yeah, I thought they were.
Miguel, when I got my first pair of Felines, I think I was in 5th grade.
You loved it, right? Felines?
I
Oh,
never
Fila,
had brand name shoes.
Oh, Felines or Fila?
Fila.
Oh, Fila. Okay.
I call them Felines.
Oh,
What
Felines.
was it Felines? I was like, I didn't.
I thought that was like another brand. I said, "Me, they have Felines."
Felines. He had
Felines.
multiple because he has 2 feet. So Felines.
Felines.
You know.
So I got something interesting about Angelo, which was shocking to me. So I said to him one day, "Hey, come over to have coffee." And I got panettone. And surprisingly, he ended up reaching for the Entenmann's cake instead.
Oh, I'd rather an Entenmann's cake any day of the week
I'm
over
getting me in the mood
panettone.
for that stuff right now. Don't even talk about it. I have
You
such
do
a,
Entenmann cake?
no, a panettone. Anything sweet. Right now, I'm in the mood for something sweet.
But he would choose Entenmann's
I
over
would choose
anything.
Entenmann's over any day of the week over
The
panettone.
panettone with the sugar, you would pick Entenmann's over it?
They could take it off the shelf for I can.
Oh my
I'd
god!
rather
I don't like the
take Entenmann's.
panettone with the raisins and all. I like the one with the sugar. You can't beat that with
I'm
coffee
not.
in the morning.
Nah, are you crazy?
Are you
I'm
serious?
not really into panettone. You know, I'm not. I don't
Have
really
you
do it.
tried it?
I've tried
you
them.
tried
I've
it in
tried
the
them
morning?
all. I'm not crazy about it.
I don't like them. I just like the one with the sugar.
Right.
That's the only one that I like. That's the only one that I eat. And if anybody here watches this complaint, is that panettone is panettone? But I don't want to hear it. Panettone, you don't call it panettone.
Cheesecake, Entenmann's cake.
Oh, Entenmann's cake. Rather than
Tiramisu or Entenmann's cake.
that's a tough.
If you say Entenmann, I'm leaving right now. If you say I'm leaving.
That's a
right
tough toss up. Tiramisu over the Entenmann's.
now. Yeah.
But for the most part, if Entenmann's is on the table, I think Entenmann's.
So Entenmann's is great. Don't get me wrong. I
Entenmann's is
love
off the hook.
Entenmann. You get
I don't like
Entenmann's.
it.
They don't even
Really?
have the paper, the cellophane anymore to look at it. It just comes with a regular.
You're
box.
trying to. Enza doesn't have an emergency Entenmann's cake.
Nope.
Like, when guests come over, she doesn't have.
Nope.
I have tiramisu in my freezer.
Oh my gosh, she's got tiramisu.
Tiramisu out of the freezer is great.
Oh my god.
I like it better out of the freezer than out of the fridge.
My mother,
awesome.
as a kid, that's one thing I miss about my mother so much is making tiramisu with her. I made tiramisu with my mother so many times, even as an adult. I used to make it with her, and that was a secret ingredient. She would, after she was done making it, she would leave it in the freezer.
Right, that's the trick.
You know what I mean? And she would leave it in the freezer for like 8 hours, and then she would like bring it out. Oh my god,
So good, right?
that and pasta forno. That's the 2 things my mother mastered.
She used to use the analete.
Yeah, Analetti. Yeah, for the pasta forno, that was amazing.
You crack the egg, or you put the egg in pieces in it.
I throw it against the wall, and I put a bottle against a cup
He
on the
goes
wall.
and gets it from the chicken.
He has to wait for the chicken to lay the egg first.
Yeah.
No, my grandma's style was she would hard boil the eggs, and she
Right.
has a little gadget that slices them in so many pieces.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like a little wire thing, so it had like
cute little
18
thing.
slices, and then
Right.
that went in top of the.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Do you ever eat like like a lot of? Did your kids ever do the Dunkin' egg?
I'll do like sunny side up.
You know what the Dunkin' egg is? We
I
have
know
the little star. You have the little.
Jerusalem.
Yeah, with the
But it comes with like my grandmother used to have a little metal
Yes,
holder.
a little
yeah
cup.
I asked my
ceramic.
mother
Mine
about
was
the-
ceramic.
Ceramic. I asked my mother about that the other
I bought
day.
mine at
We got
Terracini.
it.
You have to, when you go to Sicily, go to Terracini, right? Terracini has all these stores in Terracini with all these ceramic things.
Okay.
Like, they have. I used to have this clock. It was like a double-sided clock. It used to go on the wall, but they had those Dunkin' egg holders,
Right.
and I had a bunch of them from
So
there.
I used to crack
That's
the
cute.
top with a spoon,
Yeah.
and then use an espresso spoon, and I'll scoop the white from inside around. And then a loaf of semolina and make sure the bread was fino, dip it
Yeah,
in
That's
there.
nice.
I have so
a little
many
bit of salt and
memories.
pepper first.
Oh,
No,
salt
I
and
never,
pepper.
I never did that.
No.
Oh, you gotta put salt and
You gotta
pepper.
put a little salt.
Yeah. the greatest memories that I've had with Sicily also is my grandmother used to live on the 3rd floor, and it was a building. She was on the 3rd floor, and when the bread guy came, Obani! So we used to put the basket with the rope. We used to throw it down.
Banana.
With
Put the money in
Right.
the basket. He would put the bread, and then as a kid, I was lifting up the
Lifting it
basket.
up.
You know what I mean? And I think about Sicily, and I think about when I lived there. You know, there's memories that I get that just makes me emotional, little things like that. But when I think about my grandmother and doing that with her, it's just every time when the fruit guy came, when the bread guy came.
It's like a big deal.
Yeah, and it's a big deal. Like my grandmother's still, God bless, she's still here. She's still alive. I need to go see her
Right.
because I don't know how much longer she's gonna be here, but she's given me the best memories as a kid, especially her chicken cutlets. I remember her chicken cutlets. I feel like I can taste them still today. It's not like chicken cutlets we have today, man.
Right.
It's totally, I don't know if it's the oil. I don't know what it was.
Probably
But
fresh
chicken
chickens.
cutlets are my favorite
Well,
food because of my grandmother.
Fresh chickens and great oil.
Yeah. The oil, I think
Right.
that's what makes it. It's the oil. So
It's funny you said that because when I went to Sicily in '01, I got to experience the truck. I didn't know what it was. And they pulled up and my aunt ran outside and the guy gave up bread,
Yeah.
cake.
You go buy a mattress off that truck too.
But it's crazy. I never experienced it. And that was actually a nice thing to see
yeah.
that they would come around with this Sprinter.
Yeah. Alapa with 3 wheels.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Alapa. That's funny.
Good stuff.
Yeah, so Frank wants to go back to Italy, but he's waiting for a nave, a boat.
No, they're gonna
To
do the
take him
bridge.
there.
They're gonna build the bridge, right?
Yeah.
Bridge.
They're gonna attach Canada to Russia, and then I could drive.
And then we could do it.
Yeah.
We got to get on oil, got to get on a plane. Listen, if the
Oh,
plane
that'd be
goes
great.
down, we just die together, bro. That's it.
This guy
We're
thinks
meant to
about
be.
it like it's meant to be.
Like it's no
fucking-
big deal. It's
That's
no
how I
big deal.
think.
It's okay.
This
It's
is
no
when
big
I'm
deal,
on a
guys.
plane. When I'm on a plane and I feel the turbulence, and I say to
Right.
myself,
What do you say to yourself?
this is what I say to myself. If this plane is gonna go down, I was made to die today.
No,
And then I
God.
feel better.
no, it's not true.
I feel better. For
That's
some
not
reason,
true.
that makes me feel better.
I could be on the plane, and it's the pilot's time to go.
Did you see the new planes that they want to come out with? that
No pilots.
No, that the base of the plane, if it's about to crash, it detaches, and it comes out with these gigantic parachutes, and the cockpit just comes down with a parachute.
Well, what part detaches?
The
Because my luck,
The
I'll be in that
fuselage?
part
the
of the.
fuselage.
Yeah, I'll
where
probably
all the
be in there when that
passengers-
happens.
So the only people that are dying, unfortunately, Miskeen, are the pilots. Because the fuselage detaches. And the pilots are fucking stuck.
It's terrible.
We'll wait for them while they pay.
But I'm telling you, go look it up. So I mean, that's probably not gonna
I
come
mean,
out.
I've seen that. Why haven't they come up with something like that?
They should. I think I don't know. There's always a reason for something. So
Turbulence doesn't bother you guys?
It
it
does.
bothers me. But you got
does.
take some.
Yeah, but fuck it, right?
Take something.
It
If I gotta
does.
die,
I don't wanna
It does,
say,
but I
like-
mean, what are you gonna do? You have another drink and you'll be all right.
Yeah, fuck it.
Turbulence is just like potholes on the street, bro. That's how you
Well,
gotta
listen,
look at it.
I've never experienced turbulence the way you experienced it. I've never even. I watched that stuff on like YouTube, but I've never experienced
Speaking
it.
of YouTube, you seen the latest one that happened? I think it was Indonesia or somebody.
What happened?
People were fucking floating like they were in
That's because
space.
they didn't have this.
Now, did you have your seatbelt on when that happened?
Exactly. You have to have a seatbelt.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We had seatbelts on. She was with me. She's breathing because she thinks I'm over exaggerating. Yeah. It was smooth. I was just the bird hit the window. That's what it was.
And how long did that last for?
For me, the whole flight.
There was just.
If you ask my wife, nothing ever happened.
You know, it's funny.
Delusional. Him es sobrante. Delusional.
Was it coming back to New York?
Go in Italy.
Oh my god! Usually, the more the turbulence is coming back,
Because you're
'Cause you're
against
going
the
against the wind.
Yeah.
you know, and it sucks coming back. It's during the fucking day, so it's just like
And you
at
can't-
least at night, it's at nighttime. Going to Italy, it's at night.
Yeah, you're right. Because we left here at 5.
Yeah,
I remember going from light to dark within 2 hours.
yeah. But coming from Italy to New York, it's always the whole 8 hours. You're in the daytime.
Boo.
So listen, Ange, it was really nice having you on.
So thank you very much.
You know, it was really great.
Wait, I got a question for
Oh
you.
yeah.
What's next?
Let me ask you something.
When you doing it?
When are you doing it?
Today?
How much time you got?
Or tomorrow?
Wait. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.